Our next speaker is a social scientist and an entrepreneur. He heard his intro song for the very first time in a Chinese restaurant and fell in love immediately.
Please welcome a very observant young man, Klaus.
Do you know that annoying feeling when you have a small rock in your shoe? Well, that's an individual problem. What about the feeling when you come home from work and your significant other just doesn't want to talk to you? Well, those are social problems. Then what about that particular feeling when you're at your job and your boss starts stealing your ideas? Well, those are organizational problems. Then, if we zoom out a little bit, you have these really interesting problems. You see that the economy is going down, but the taxes are going up, and the politicians keep eating their promises like it's a Happy Meal. Well, those are national problems. But you know, the worst feeling of all feelings is knowing that the ice caps are melting, the Amazon is burning, and we keep electing these authoritarian leaders all around the world. And these are global problems. So, all these problems, they bring us to an interesting point. These problems, they are the glue that binds us together as a humanity. We cannot run away from these different levels of different problems. They affect us all. And if you're now sitting here thinking that, well, I don't have any problems, well, I can give you some after the show. But yeah, these problems, they bring us to the big secret. I don't know if you guys are ready, but I'm gonna share with you the big secret of the world. The big secret of the world is that because of all these problems, everybody in this world is clueless and afraid. Yes, everybody is clueless and afraid. So that's why it doesn't make any sense for us to look for these supreme leaders who could save us from all the problems we have. Neither does it make any sense for us to look for enemies who we could put the blame on. But just like any good guy, I'm not just gonna talk about the problems here. I'm gonna present to you the 3-step magic solution plan, how to fix all the problems you have. All right, I hope you folks are ready. Step number 1 of fixing all the problems you have is accepting that the problem exists. So you take a deep dive into the sea of acceptance. You accept the problem fully, completely. Once you have gained a deep acceptance of the problem, you can move to the magical step number 2. And the magical step number 2 of problem solving is understanding the problem. You gain a deep understanding of what the problem is about. You research, you discuss, and most importantly, you challenge your own assumptions. Once you have gained a deep understanding of the problem at hand, you start seeing what's possible. And when you start seeing what's possible, what can be done about the problems, you can move to the magical step number 3. And the magical step number 3 of problem solving is taking action. So, just as an example, you call your boss, you ask him, why do you keep stealing my ideas? And he'll tell you something about the stock market and corporate pressure and all that stuff, so you can leave the job or stay there and swallow it. The same thing goes for everything. You can start your political career, you can become an activist, you can help other people who are trying to do good stuff in the world. It's important to know that the bigger the problem is, the more there are already good people trying to solve the problem. And they need your help. Here's an important point. You don't solve problems by staying at home watching Temptation Island and tweeting about climate change. Trust me, I've tried it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, not at all. You solve problems by accepting, understanding, and taking action. And once we keep on accepting, understanding, and taking action, where will we get? We'll get to a point where Everything will be fine. Folks, you can breathe, you can hug your loved one, you can just enjoy the rest of the day because the guy on the stage clearly told you that everything will be fine. If you look around you, there's 800 people in this place. With this many people, we could basically overthrow the government. So let's not ever underestimate the problem-solving capabilities we have as a group. So, the world is waiting. Let's get to solving our problems. But first, let's remove the damn rocks from our shoes. Thank you.